Having a great week. Happy full moon. So we have the last super full moon of the year this week. So it is on the 24th of June or the 25th of June, depending where you are in the world. So tune in to your local calendar and see when that date falls for you. So this is the last super full moon of the year, and it's really going out with a bang. So not only is it a super full moon, but it's also falling in line with the solstice portal, which is open until the end of June. And it's also aligned with Jupiter retrograde, which happened on the 20th, and Neptune retrograde, which happens on the 25th of June. Now, this is a lot of cosmic activity. Let me know in the chat how you're feeling this energy. How are you feeling all of this energy building up? Let me know in the chat. Like, there's a lot of energy building up right now. And again, it's not just like it's a super full moon, but it's also, there's so many different planets active right now. We also have a T-square with the moon on the 27th. So even after the full moon happens, we're still going to continue to feel the full moon's energy until around the 27th, 28th. Again, the T-square is going to bring a lot of activation as well. So I'm just going to share some tips with you guys so you can leverage this last super full moon of the year. So what is a super full moon? Let's start there. So a super full moon is when the moon is closer to the earth. That means that we are able to feel her energy much more because we are electric beings, we are magnetic beings, we have an electrical field around us. We also have a magnetic field around us, just like Mother Earth does and just like the planets do. Sarah said, I cried a lot for no reason, and then I realized, oh yeah, it's a full moon. Definitely, because it's a super full moon, the moon is going to be closer to us, so we're going to feel the magnetic pull. So it's going to pull on our emotions. So it's really important right now to just honor your emotions, allow them to flow, and I'll talk more about that in a little bit. So how do we work with this super full moon energy? Again, the magnetic energy of the moon is going to be pulling on our emotions, and that's because we are electric beings. So our minds, they radiate an electric magnetic field. So do our hearts, and that's exactly why the moon will pull on our emotions so much. So expect yourself to move through a roller coaster of emotions during this time. It is going to be intense, and that's why grounding is going to be so important. So let's talk about the other planetary activity. And again, I'll share some more tips with you of how to work with this powerful super full moon. I'll share some tips with you after we get a sense of what's really going on this week in the sky. And again, whatever's happening up there in the sky, in the cosmos, it's directly impacting us, like I said, because we do have these electromagnetic fields, and we are directly connected to these planets. And again, as I'm explaining all this, use your intuition, see how it resonates with you, see how you're feeling through it. Cynthia said, I'm definitely feeling super emotional. Yes, emotions are going to rise to the surface. One of the reasons why is because Jupiter went retrograde on the 20th of June in Pisces. Now, Pisces is an emotional sign. It's a water sign. Also, we just entered Cancer season. So on the solstice, on the 20th of June, we entered Cancer season. So happy birthday to all the Cancers out there. And so with Cancer, it's another very sensitive, emotional sign, and it's a water sign. So a lot of water will start showing up in your dreams, in your life. You're just going to get random messages about water, and just pay attention to them. This is a great time for you to start journaling and writing down everything that has been showing up in your life, because this is a super full moon that is connected to the solstice portal. So the solstice portal is this giant portal of new beginnings. And again, it's open until the 30th of June, so you can still work with that energy. And so the super full moon is like amplifying that energy. So what does this mean for you? So this is a time for you to purge. This full moon is an opportunity for you to just release any lingering things that you may be holding on to. So because the moon is going to be closer to us, because the moon is going to be brighter, she's going to look bigger, like we're going to be able to work with more of her energy. Let me know if that makes sense. Someone said, Jackie said, hey, I dreamt about my car's water dish. That's so crazy. And like, write these dreams down, because right now, like, you know, that may be so weird. Like, why am I dreaming about my car's water dish? But maybe like something will show up there, you know, maybe a feather from a spirit guide will show up there, or maybe it's something that you need to check out and you need to look at it. Again, things sometimes in our dreams don't make sense that time, but then later on they will make more sense. So that's why it's important to keep a dream journal. And let's just keep talking about Jupiter for a second. So Jupiter went retrograde in Pisces on the 20th. And so Jupiter is the largest planet of our solar system. So Jupiter is all about expansion. It's about wisdom, it's about abundance, it's about travel and growth. And so what you want to do is you want to tune into these themes. So how can I bring more expansion into my life? And especially because we're talking about Jupiter being in Pisces, and Pisces is a very spiritual sign. Pisces is also the last sign of the zodiac. So maybe this is a time for you to bring a closure and an ending to certain areas in your life. So a lot of us right now, we are ending a spiritual cycle. We are ending, let me show you guys. Okay, you know I always show this spiral. Okay, so this spiral, it represents our journey of life, right? As we're moving to the outside, we get closer to the center point of everything, of where everything was created from, right? This universe, the plants, the trees, all the planets, all of us, we all emanated from stardust, from 5 different elements. And so that's what happened with the Big Bang. It came from one center place and everything was created. Well, that is that center place. And what we're doing in this human experience is we're going through back to the center point of where everything happened. And it's all about integration. So as you're feeling frustrated, as you're feeling anxious, as you're seeing old things, old memories showing up even in your dreams or in your life, like my anxiety has been super high for the last 48 hours. Today it's so much better. And I think the best one of the things that the anxiety was rising is because we are moving through such a big shift. So we're moving from like one outer area of the spiral into a closer area of the spiral. And so this is a big change for our soul. It's a big change for our ego. So it's just sometimes change causes a bit of instability. And so just be very gentle with yourself, be very compassionate, because yes, anxiety will be arising because there's a lot of energy going up. So what really helped me move through this anxiety was like working with black tourmaline. Work with any red, brown, dark crystals that you have, like any crystals that are dark, connect to the root chakra, and it'll help you to ground. And even breathing with the earth is going to be so important. Again, this is a Sagittarius and Capricorn full moon. So it's Sagittarius in the Vedic system. So for those of you not familiar, there's not just one type of astrology, there's so many different types of astrology. And again, it's important for us not to get attached to anything, because if we're attached to one mode of energy healing, one mode of astrology, one mode of thinking of what abundance, what expansion, what spirituality means, we are really limiting ourselves. So I personally, I love to work with Vedic astrology. Vedic astrology, it focuses on a different, it focuses on the movement of the stars, whereas Western tropical astrology is fixed. So in Vedic astrology, the super full moon falls in Sagittarius. So it's also at 9 degrees Sagittarius. So if we think about numerology with the number 9, 9 represents endings. Again, remember, Jupiter is going retrograde in Pisces, which is the last sign of zodiac. But Neptune is also going retrograde in Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac. This is all about endings, and this is particularly connected to our spirituality. So when we think about Sagittarius, Sagittarius is all about freedom, exploration. They're very adventurous. So now is a good time for you to, and Sagittarius are very focused on like spirituality, right? They're very curious about different spiritual topics. So this super full moon in Sagittarius, and I'll talk about the Capricorn aspect in a bit, but this super full moon in Sagittarius is asking us to see where in our soul, where in our soul's journey, are we facing any blocks, any challenges, so that we can release them, because this full moon is also about spiritual growth and releasing any spiritual blocks or challenges that may be coming your way. Someone said, I'm feeling very fearful and very confused. Well, honor those emotions, honor it, and just really sit with yourself, sit with your body. Now let's talk about the Capricorn aspect of this super full moon. So in tropical astrology, this full moon falls under Capricorn. So with Capricorn, it's an earth energy. And so it's very important during this super full moon, because the energy is just going to be so high. And in order for you to avoid feeling, discombobulated all over the place, in order for you to avoid that, connect with the Capricorn energy of the earth and ground, connect with your body. So what we need to do is, I'm going to hold some meteorite right now, and I'm also going to drink some water, because I feel like there's already so much energy flowing around. Even as we're just speaking and talking about these things, like it's opening up different areas in our bodies. Like I can feel myself getting hot as well. So it's with this work, right? All we have to do is be aware of it, and then the awareness sort of triggers a reaction where like we're already moving energy around. Okay, so hey guys, for those of you on Instagram, join me on YouTube, because I'm gonna close the Instagram live in a little bit. So with Capricorn, this is a Capricorn full moon in tropical astrology. So with Capricorn, the way that we can connect, and look at how beautiful this is. Like I'm holding meteorite right now. I wish you guys could see how beautiful it is, because it looks black, but when you put it in the sun, it looks green. But sorry, this is moldavite. Did I say meteorite? So this is moldavite, and so with this Capricorn full moon, what we can do is connect with the body and connect with our soul. So the mind, we let the mind just take a vacation, and we connect with the body to really ground, because this is your vessel, this is your temple for ascension. Ascension, you're not going to float out of your body and go bliss out and travel through the cosmos. No, you're going to bring these higher frequencies into your physical body. And so connect with this Capricorn energy to really connect with your body in whatever way that means to you. I took my full moon bath yesterday. I'm probably going to take another one again, and working with water specifically during this super full moon anytime this week is a great idea, because Pisces is very active. Again, Pisces is a water sign, Cancer is a water sign. You are in Cancer season, so connecting with this element of water and connecting with its magnetic energy, because water is a magnetic energy, and so connecting with this energy will really help you to allow your emotions to flow. Hey Carol. Okay, so because this in tropical astrology, this is a Capricorn full moon connected to the earth, and then in Vedic astrology, it's a full moon in Sagittarius connected to spirituality, and Sagittarius is a fire sign. And so when we merge those together, it's all about working with the super full moon by connecting with your body and connecting with your soul. Okay, so whatever manifestations, releases, rituals, meditations, whatever you're doing to work with the super full moon, and definitely work with the super full moon because it's the last super full moon of the year. So you definitely want to work with this energy because you're going to be working with other energy too, like the solstice and the different planets, because they're all coming together during this week. So what can you do? Really connect with your body and connect with your soul, and find out, use your creativity and find a way that you want to work with that. And again, you have to find something that resonates with you, because maybe what works for me, like meditating, may not work for you, may not resonate with you. So find something, use your intuition, connect with yourself in that way. But it's so important for you to connect with your soul over these next few days, because the energy is going to be very high, and we have an incredible opportunity to just make leaps and bounds of progress in terms of our spiritual journey. Okay, so there's so much going on. So that was Jupiter, okay, and then that was a little bit about the full moon. And so one thing I do want to say about the full moon is that because Capricorn represents resilience, as you're seeing old stories, old beliefs, old memories, like old triggers showing up in your life right now, connect with the sense of resilience. Like, it's not about toxic positivity and being like, I'm fine, I'm just, everything's fine. No, it's about allowing the emotions to flow, because as you're seeing a lot of your shadows rising up, because right now, let me know in the chat, are you guys getting triggered? Let me know in the comments. Are you guys like, feeling anxious? Are old wounds coming up? Are old memories, anything like from your past that's haunting you, is that rising up? Let me know in the chat. So with all of these things that are rising up again, it's a purge, just like when you get sick. Everyone's saying, yes, I'm getting triggered in traffic. I can't breathe. I'm feeling anxious, and so many old memories, so triggered. Like, a lot of you guys I'm easily getting triggered these days. Stuff I haven't felt in so long. So yes, definitely. So as you're seeing these old memories, this anxiety showing up, allow the emotions to flow. That is use that as your mantra, okay, for this next entire week, not just for the full moon, because again, it's a super full moon, so her energy is going to be so much stronger. So connect with your emotions, really connect with your body. And as the anxiety is rising, ask, where is this coming from? What is this trying to show me? Because the anxiety is really something trying to show you something. It's a trigger. I like to see triggers as gifts, because it's something that I haven't healed and integrated yet. So when we don't allow ourselves to feel anger, frustration, sadness, whatever these bad emotions, these negative emotions, and they're not negative, they're just denser emotions. They're there trying to show us something that we need to heal and integrate. So when we reject the fear, when we reject the anger, when we reject the grief, what we're telling ourselves is that I reject you. You're rejecting a part of yourself. You're rejecting a part of your story. And what you need to do is you need to take ownership back. You need to take power back. And it's all about integration. So go and observe, what are those things trying to show you? Am I not valuing myself? am I not honoring myself, and just allow the emotions to flow? Because I've been triggered a lot. Like me and Honey were like screaming at each other, and you know, we've been really feeling this intense energy building up, because also during this full moon, Pluto is going to be conjunct the moon the day after. Sorry, it's conjunct Venus. So there may be a lot of tensions in your relationships or your finances, and so just allow the tensions to arise. Like, don't try to suppress them, because then that'll just create more blocks. Because if you're not giving an outlet, like, you know, if you're not creating an outlet, just think about a river. If a river doesn't have an outlet to flow, what is it going to cause? It's going to cause flooding. It's going to destroy the habitat. It's going to destroy things around it. So you need to be like, your emotions are very connected to water, and so you need to be like a river and allow the emotions to flow. Because once the river can flow, there's going to be no destruction, no floods, no problems. But if you allow the anger to flow, if you allow the fear to flow, if you allow the sadness to flow, it's just going to flow. It's not going to stay there. In a river, in a current, it's always moving. And so all you have to do is allow your body to process these emotions, allow your heart space to process these emotions so that they can flow with ease and grace. And it's all about honoring your journey, honoring your experience, and seeing like, okay, this is triggering me. Why? What about this situation is triggering me? What about this is making me feel insecure, not safe, not valued? And ask yourself these questions, because the energy is going to rise. And if like, think about if like you're all over the place and you're a mess and your emotions are everywhere, everyone else around you will also be that way, and they're going to feel like your volatility, they're going to feel your instability, and then they're going to cause more of that, you know, because the energy is matching. But if you're the person in your home, in your family, in your work, if you're the person that's bringing the calmness, the flow, even to these uncomfortable emotions, like, people are just gonna create more peace in your life and more flow, because it's all about energy matching up. It's sort of like magnets, right? Magnets attaching. It has to match the energy. And so really connect with this sense of like, don't reject aspects of yourself. It's now time to heal them and integrate them, because again, we're moving into another circle. We're moving into another circle. We're moving into a new chapter in our spiritual journey. And what this requires you is it requires you to release things. And what is releasing? Energy cannot be created or destroyed. So with releasing, it's not really like, okay, I'm going to let go of this anger now. Bye. I'm going to let go of this fear. It's more about integration. So as I integrate my fears, about being vulnerable in relationships, then I infuse them with acceptance, or I infuse them with joy, or I infuse them with unconditional love. And so it's about transmuting the emotions. And that's what integration is all about, because we are both light and dark. We're meant to experience all of this, but it's all about bringing them into harmony rather than them fighting like this all the time. Okay, so hey guys, join us on YouTube Live, because I'm going to be talking more about Neptune and all the different retrogrades. See you soon. And you can click the link in my bio to join us on YouTube. Okay, so when we connect with the energy of Neptune. So Neptune is going retrograde on the 25th. Again, it's going retrograde in Pisces. So Neptune is the planet of spirituality, of dreams. Also, it rules water. So again, this water energy is going to be super active during this next week. And again, do a full moon bath. If you don't have a bath, then do a full moon shower. You know, go bring a bowl of salt into the shower with you and just cleanse your body to remove all toxins and any dense energy that's no longer serving you. And so with Neptune, it's all about intuition and spirituality. And again, because Neptune is going retrograde in Pisces, this energy is heightened. So it's a really important time for you to connect with your soul. I can't stress that enough. You really have to connect with your soul, because we are moving into a new realm. Like it's really a new chapter of your spiritual journey. So whether that means you're writing, you're painting, you're drawing, like whatever ways that you like to connect with your soul, definitely make some time to do that this week, because you're gonna have a lot of aha moments. Also, this is a really important time for you to practice divination too, because the veil between the different dimensions is thinner right now. Why is it thin? Because of this solstice portal, but also because of this super full moon that's happening, and it's thinning the veils between the dimensions. What does this mean? It means you can get information from other realms much easier now. So I'll put a video at the end of this, like in the cards, or I'll put a link up here. I have a bunch of different full moon rituals that you can practice that will help you to get answers from other dimensions. And in our Alchemy Academy, you guys will learn how to channel, how to connect with your spirit guides, how to connect with your soul, and how to open up your different psychic abilities. So if you're interested in that, you can click the description of this video. There's a link about our Alchemy Academy where we go into connecting with your psychic abilities at a much deeper level, and you actually get to practice them. It's not just about learning, you actually get to practice them. And so use this time to connect with yourself, to connect with your spirit guides, with your ancestors, with your starseed family, because it's going to be a lot easier right now. What else? Oh, okay, yeah. Mercury just went direct on the 22nd. So Mercury rules our intellectual abilities, it rules our communication, and so now expect your communication and your mind to be getting more clear. And so this really is connecting with the Jupiter retrograde, which happened on the 20th of June. Jupiter will be retrograde until October 6th, I believe. And so again, it's in Pisces. So when we think about retrogrades are not a scary time. Retrogrades are not something that we need to be afraid of, but they're instead a time for us to go within. So because Jupiter rules wisdom, expansion, and abundance, right now think about what are ways that you can bring more abundance into your life. We usually think about abundance in a financial sense, but abundance is not just about your finances and your resources. Abundance also connects to your health, to your spiritual wisdom. It also connects to an abundance of joy, an abundance of love, an abundance of relationships, and like all of these things. So start reflecting on like, how can I bring more abundance into my life, and how can I expand that abundance? And again, it's not about like when we think about abundance, it's like, okay, I need to get a promotion at work. I need to it doesn't have to solely focus on your career, because one of the things about retrogrades is it's asking us to think in a different way. It's a time where like it looks like the planet stops before it actually goes retrograde, and so when it stops, its energy is heightened. So the Jupiter energy is really active right now, so spend time connecting with Jupiter, and that's exactly what we're going to do at our full moon ceremony. So in our full moon ceremony, we're going to be connecting with Jupiter, with Mercury, with Neptune, and the moon to release any tensions that we may have with these planets, because throughout lifetimes we've been born at different times. So we've been all the astrological signs. And that's, I feel like, why we connect with all the different astrology signs. We're like, oh wait, I'm an Aries, oh wait, I'm a Capricorn, oh, I'm a Virgo, like, because we've been all of these signs. And so Yes, I love that 111 new beginnings, definitely. And again, whenever you're seeing these angel numbers, just give gratitude to your guides because they're just giving you a sign that they're supporting you, that you're on the right path. So that I love this. And again, we have 111. It's so beautiful. So thank you guys for creating this space together because this is a message for all of us. You know, we are co-creating this experience, whether you're watching this in the past, present, future. So. And that's why I like to do the YouTube lives instead of the Instagram because I can read through your comments, whereas an Instagram live, like, they get deleted. So I like to read after the live ends. I always go and read through what you guys wrote. It's hard for me to read as I'm speaking because again I'm just trying to go with the flow and allow like the information to come out. So but I do read them and I appreciate yeah, you showing up here and spending some time with me. And so with this Jupiter energy, what you want to do is like you want to rethink about what are the ways that you can bring more abundance, bring more wisdom, and bring more expansion into your life. So for example, I'll just give you guys like something easy that we can all connect to. So we think that there's only one way to make money, right? It's through work. And it's like, okay, I have to climb up the ladder and I have to get a promotion, etc. I have to get a bonus. But actually, how can you bring more abundance into your life in a new way? Again, this retrograde is really asking you to bring in a new energy, a new way of thinking, a new way of doing things. So how can you create more abundance in your life? Does that mean like you are exploring a side project? Are you exploring a partnership with someone else? And just like really bring something new in the way that you approach not just your finances, your career, but also your expansion and your wisdom overall. So if you've been attached to, happy birthday. And happy birthday to all the Cancers out there as well. So as you are moving through this month, really connect with that energy. So I'll just give you guys an example. There was a time in my life when I was in debt. And I was so stressed out. I was so stressed out. I didn't know. I was just in a really low place, and my creativity was very limited. And so I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm still going to take my power back, and I'm still going to. I'm going to change my situation. So I used to live in Asia, and as in Asia, it's really cool because in the train stations there, their metro system, in their transportation system, it's filled with malls. So there's a bunch of little food stands everywhere, and so I remember I would walk through the train station, you know, seeing donuts, seeing cupcakes, seeing ice cream, like seeing all sorts of food all around. And I just remember feeling so bad for myself because I couldn't buy it because I didn't have any money. And so I couldn't buy anything. And I just remember I was like, oh, I feel so bad about myself because I can't enjoy these things. But then I like shifted my mind and I was like, wait, you know what? I'm actually grateful that I cannot buy these things because all of these have like toxic chemicals and sugars that are actually going to cause a lot of harm to my body. And so then it was all that mindset shift. And then, I'm not saying like it was easy. Like, yes, for 3 months, all I ate was like organic lentils for lunch and dinner, like for 3 months straight. And I'm not saying like the journey is roses and flowers and rainbows all the time, but it is really like you are in charge of how you're working through it. So like, I know a lot of people have lost their jobs or just struggling with financially, but so think like, can I like become a dog sitter? Can I become a babysitter? Can I sell some of my stuff? Like back when I was in debt, like I actually used to review college student essays and I sold some of my things. So like think who can lend me some money? Like, how can I use my skills and my talents to make money? Like, you will find ways to make it work. And it all requires you to just shift the way that you're looking at. And that's exactly what this Jupiter, this Neptune energy also Pluto is retrograde right now, Saturn is retrograde right now. So we do have a lot of like retrograde energy right now, which is asking us to look within and asking us to reflect and to see like, where do changes need to come into my life. And that's what this full moon energy is all about, is releasing any challenges, releasing any blocks that you may be holding on to, like spiritually. It's particularly connected to spirituality, but again, we all connect to this full moon energy in a different way. So see how it resonates with you, see how you're feeling this full moon energy. Actually, yeah, let me know in the chat, how are you feeling this full moon energy? I'm curious, I want to know. But again, just know that like, because Pluto is retrograde right now, Pluto represents death, rebirth, transformation, alchemy, sex, and power. So right now, there's also a big opportunity for us to claim our power back. And so also, this Pluto energy is connected to sexuality and the sacral chakra. So you might be seeing some changes to your sexuality, to your sexual desires during this time, and it is because Pluto does rule that realm. Let me see what you guys are writing. I'm feeling good. I am feeling anxious. I'm definitely feeling the retrogrades. Hey, Carrie. I'm feeling anxious, but in a good way, eager. Yeah, that's awesome. And really like ground that anxiety so that you can use it, like you said, for those healthy, for those high outcomes. I'm being pulled to release limiting beliefs around connections to others. I'm feeling so drained and exhausted. Yeah, that it can feel really exhausting. So because again, there's a lot of planets out there, and it's not like, you know, they're just connecting with our soul, but they're also connecting with our magnetic field, our electric field. So if you like drink a lot of water during this time, but also rest. You have to rest a lot. You have to make sure you're sleeping sufficiently, and you're getting good quality rest. I'm gonna record a sleep meditation, and I'll post it here on YouTube. I already have one, so go to our YouTube channel. There's a sleep meditation, but I'll record another one. Talking about sleep, Neptune rules dreams. So again, Neptune is going retrograde on the 25th. It's going to remain in retrograde. I think it's going to remain retrograde like until October as well, October or November. But Neptune rules dreams. So work with your dreams, ask questions in your dreams. People don't know, but like you can actually have influence over your dreams. And again, I always recommend this, have a dream journal, because there's always so many messages coming in through dreams. Again, they will be bizarre, but later on they will make sense. So just write them down without any judgment. Again, judgment creates blocks. So this is a good time as well to see like, where am I creating judgment in myself? Where am I judging others? This is a great time to work through judgment and integrate anything that needs to be integrated around judgment. But let me see what else are you guys writing. I'm trying to put okay, the button like disappeared for a second. I'm taking on too much. I feel like I take on other people's emotions. Yes, 100%. So as empaths, you know, we have to learn how to work through that. So again, like, you know, there's this idea of the gift and the curse, but I don't see it as a gift and a curse of the empath, you know, that, well, I used to see it like that, but I don't see it anymore. Again, I worked through it. We're all a work in progress. So as you are absorbing other people's anxiety, you're absorbing the grief, because there's a lot of destruction happening on our planet, and a lot of people are suffering right now. And of course, like, you know, I am saying that this period is going to be filled with abundance, with expansion. Yes, that's true. And like, sometimes we feel guilty, like, why am I enjoying this time on earth when so many people are suffering? So the key there is to connect with compassion. So you're radiating energy out. You're sending love to all the beings suffering. You're sending love to anyone who's experiencing, you know, persecution or anything like that. You're sending love out. You're sending peace. Because Because the thing is everything works as energy. Words are just a sound wave. So everything I'm saying right now is a sound wave. And so the most powerful type of wave of energy is your heart. The heart is 5,000 times more powerful electromagnetically than your mind. So as you're feeling peace, as you're feeling gratitude, joy, safety, abundance, as you're feeling these emotions, these sensations in your heart, share them with the people around the world. Share them with people in your life. Don't absorb, right? Don't be a sponge. Instead, be a radiator. Emit that light, and that's going to raise your frequency, and it's going to raise the frequency of our planet. Because as we feel grief for others, let's say I personally struggle a lot with children. I just feel like what's happening with the pandemic and everything, children are becoming so traumatized, and I get very angry, I get very frustrated, I get very sad because they're gonna have to work through so much trauma in their teenage years, in their adult years. So instead of me feeling this anger, this frustration, this sadness, I will instead be sending that out into the universe and create more of this, create more of that. But instead, if I feel like, if I send my clarity, if I send my sense of empowerment, if I send them my sense of trust and acceptance, that I trust the plan, I know that all of this is happening for a reason. If I send this sense of acceptance and peace and love, that frequency is higher. So this frequency, I don't have the chart. If I would show you guys. But if you go look at the book Power versus Force, Dr. David Hawkins did a whole research behind this. And again, this is based on science. This journey to ascension, it's both spiritual and scientific, and it's merging the two. They're not opposing each other. So Dr. David Hawkins, he created this scale of consciousness, and so anything resonating in fear, guilt, shame, all of these lower emotions, they have a frequency of 200 hertz. Hertz is just it's a measurement, just like kilograms and pounds. So that is their measurement. With love resonates at 500 hertz. So love will overpower the density, the anger, the guilt, the shame, the anxiety, etc. So all you have to do is radiate, and you have to train yourself to do that. One of the ways that I use to train myself is just being very mindful of what I'm thinking, very mindful constantly throughout the day. And the best tool that has helped me personally is meditation to do that. So definitely, because there's going to be a lot of chaos coming into our planet. I'm sorry to say that, but there's going to be a lot of tension coming into our planet, especially towards the end of the year. I was talking to a Mayan calendar keeper, and so he was saying that with the Mayan calendar, this whole shift to this new paradigm, the age of Aquarius, the golden age, it started in 2012, with December 21st, 2012. So when the media was saying, oh, the world's going to end and everything like that, it's not. It's actually the end of a cycle. And so it's actually a 20-year cycle that is going to continue until 2032. So until 2032, we're going to see a lot of change and volatility on our planet. And so what he was saying is that December 21st, 2021, that is the middle point between this transition. So I feel like, this is the tipping point. This is the tipping point between the old and the new. And so what are you choosing? Are you choosing to stay in an old world? Are you choosing to stay in your old memories? Are you choosing to stay in your old ways of judgment, of anxiety? Or are you choosing your new life? Are you choosing more expansion, more abundance, more peace, more love? And it's all a choice. It's all a choice. The choice is in your hands. So really reflect on all of these things because again, this energy is going to be super strong. Remember to put your crystals out before the full moon, preferably, so you can get as much light as possible. And so again, it's the 24th of June or 25th of June, depending on where you are in the world. Eddie said, I have lots of ear ringing. Yes, you guys are going to experience a lot of synchronicities, a lot of angel numbers. You guys are going to feel presences around you during this full moon, because the energy is going to be high. The veil between the dimensions is going to be thinner, and your spirit guides will start coming in and just give you wisdom. They're going to start teaching you so many things. Why? Because we are now moving into a closer realm to our true self, towards oneness, towards the all beingness that we are. And so we're having a full moon meditation and ceremony. If you want to join that, it's going to be around 90 minutes. We're going to be connecting with the moon. We're going to be connecting with Neptune, Jupiter, and Mercury energy. So we're going to be connecting with the planets. This time is going to be different. And we're going to be connecting with these planets to, again, bring more growth into our life, bring more ease. Because like I said earlier, I didn't fully explain it, but we've all been born, all of the astrological signs, we've been born different days, different times. So we all have karma with Jupiter. We have karma with Jupiter. Some of that karma is not the best. There's some tension there. So we're going to be doing an alchemy ritual to ease any karma that we have with the planets. And we're going to be connecting with the moon to do a release. And again, this one is going to be actually really fun, because it's going to be a mixture of release and manifesting. And if you notice, that's what we've been doing in our ceremonies in the past, because this is a really powerful time. The manifesting portals open until the 30th of June. Of course, it'll still remain open after that. But I bet you guys, and this is why it's important to write down in a journal. Also, if you guys want to join us for the full moon ceremony, you can click the description of this video to join us for this full moon ceremony, where we will be connecting with the planets. So it's so important for you to write down everything that's happening right now, because I spent some time during the solstice. So the day after the solstice, I went to the beach, and I was just reading my journal from 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I was reading my journal from 4 years ago, and I saw where this was a time in my life where I was going through a dark night of the soul. And it's so fascinating, because I saw a lot of the themes that were happening to me 5 years ago showing up right now, because I did experience some anxiety, because we're purging. Right now is a purge. Just like when you get sick, when you get food poisoning, for example, or let's say you're getting the flu. So if you get a cold, if you get the flu, you're going to feel crappy, you're going to be sneezing, maybe you'll throw up, you'll have a fever. So you have to feel bad, right? The body has to purge, has to cleanse itself before you feel better after. After you get a cold or a flu, your immune system strengthens, right? Because we fight off viruses through our own immune system. And so it's the same thing with what's happening right now. You might be feeling a lot of anxiety, you might be feeling lost, confused, or you want to give up because nothing's changing, and that's exactly when everything's going to change. So just pull through a little bit more, again, connect with that Capricorn perseverance energy, that resilience energy. Connect with your resilience, because trust me, it's like the how people say it's like the storm is the calm before the storm. Well, flip that over. Right now we're going through the storm, and afterwards it's we're going to be having a breakthrough. Just like the phoenix rising from the ashes, that's what's going to happen. So right now you may be getting triggered, a lot of anxiety, confusion, a sense of desperation, and just overall feeling what the heck's going on, and just surrender, honor your emotions, and allow them to flow, because we are moving into that breakthrough. And that breakthrough, I feel is going to happen with around the first week of July, because there we have the Syrian gateway. It's a Syrian portal where we connect with the Sirius constellation. So as there's going to be a lot of wisdom and activations coming in that week as well. So there's just a lot of activity happening. There's a lot of growth, and just know that this change is happening very quickly. So the best thing you can do is just surrender, let go, and go with the flow. Allow the changes to manifest into your life in divine timing. A lot of your manifestations that we did on the solar eclipse for the solstice will start to manifest on the 7-7 portal, and for the Lion's Gateway, and for the equinox in September. So again, write down any of these, write down any key themes that are happening to you. Maybe you don't have to journal every day. Maybe once a week, just journal like what happened to you that week, because you're going to be grateful later when you go back and you read them. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, this totally makes sense. This pattern is showing up again, and now I know why. And then you can, like, it's just like when we attract the same toxic boss or romantic partner. Toxic people are going to keep showing up in our lives until we release and integrate that block. And so once we do that, then we don't need to attract any more toxic people into our lives. So really, there's a lot of energy going on. There's a lot happening in the cosmos. I would recommend that you actually watch this again, and like allow it to integrate within your body. Because again, all we have to do is like, we have to just be aware of what's happening, and just that awareness, the presence of this allows the healing, the integration to happen. That's all it requires, presence. So ground, drink lots of water, practice divination. These are all things that you can do to work with this last super full moon of the year. And I hope to see you guys at our full moon meditation. Again, we're going to be connecting with the planets. It's going to be different, and you can to join that, you can click the description of this video. And again, it doesn't matter if you miss the day of the full moon, because this full moon energy will still continue to linger until the 27th and 28th, because it is a super full moon. Do you guys have any questions? Let me know in the chat. God, I talked so much. That was so many things. There's just so much going on right now. You're welcome, Carol. Also, just a reminder, subscribe to our YouTube channel and comment on any video, and you're gonna get entered to win a black tourmaline pyramid or a rose quartz pyramid. So we're gonna give away this activated crystal pyramid to whenever we reach 7,777 subscribers. So I'm excited because we're close. We're just a few hundred away. So I'm excited to give them away. So definitely, I hope you guys win. It's gonna go to the right person, whoever is meant to go. Which crystals are good to recharge for full moon? I would put the crystals I mostly work with outside. So the ones that you mostly work with, also the ones that are sitting like in your shelf. So I have like a Benedictine right there. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. So anything that's been sitting, because even if a crystal's just sitting on a shelf, it's still absorbing energy from the environment. So you still need to cleanse it. I'm actually going to create another crystal grid in my house. I'll probably do that sometime this week, because again, please just devote some type of time to connect with your soul, whatever that means to you. Again, painting, writing, creating crystal grids, but the energy, you definitely want to work with it, because we are being offered so much right now, and it's scary, but it'll make sense once you reach the breakthrough. Again, we're really close to it, and just connect with your soul. That's all I have to say. Let me see. How to manifest with the portal that's open till the 30th. So how can you connect with the portal that's open until the 30th? So be mindful of your thoughts. Definitely 100%. Release before you manifest. So I always recommend releasing before manifesting, because if you're manifesting and there's a block there, you won't be able to receive it. So definitely connect with yourself and release any blocks. We also have a manifesting meditation that we did for the solstice. So you can check that out in the on our Instagram. So our Instagram is Golden Age Alchemy. It's the same name as this channel. Do you guys have any other questions? What are the best ways to connect with your soul? So the best ways to connect with your soul is to like just create any time, anything that where you like, anytime, anything, any activity that allows your mind to not exist and you're just connected to your heart and your body. So anything that like where it's like you're working on autopilot, not like the shower, although the shower is a great place, but like if dancing, if like your mind just shuts off and then you're just like really feeling it, anything that allows you to connect with the moment, with the present moment fully, that's a great way to connect with your soul. But there's so many different ways to connect with your soul. I mean, you can work with crystals, you can work with, automatic writing, painting. There's just so many different ways. But what I would say is like, connect with what makes you the most joy, what brings you joy, what brings you bliss, where like time and space doesn't exist. Do those things. Those are things that are connecting you with your soul. I keep hearing about the DNA activations. Do we need to have these from other people, or can we naturally get them? Yes. So the answer is yes to both. Yes, those are two ways that you can do it. We're naturally getting activations from the sun's solar flares. You can also ask your spirit guides for a DNA activation, but make sure they are your spirit guides. Make sure they're not other beings pretending to be your spirit guides. Discernment is so important. Yes, you can get them from other people, as other healers as well. So the answer is yes, you can do all of them. And that's something that we're going to be doing in our Alchemy Academy. So in our Alchemy Academy, you guys are going to learn how to connect with your spirit guides. You guys are going to learn how to connect with your starseed family so that they can help you on your spiritual journey. Because our spirit guides, they help us get access to other realms. So your spirit guides can give you access to the Akashic records, and there's just so many things that you can do with your spirit guides. The way that I explain it is, before I started connecting and working with my spirit guides, is I would start to work with before my journey of spiritual growth was like this. After I started working with my guides, it went like this. Like, it was just exponential, because and we all have spirit guides, even though you maybe have not met your spirit guide yet. You do have a spirit guide. So if you're interested in learning how to connect with them, if you're interested in learning how to connect with your past lives, with your future life, to get wisdom, to get clarity, if you want to learn how to work with alchemy, with fire, air, earth, water, and light, and energy to heal, but with alchemy, it's you can use it for healing purposes, healing yourself, healing others, but you can also use alchemy to protect your home, to protect your energy field, to protect your car, to manifest. There are so many different applications of alchemy, and that's what we're going to explore in the Alchemy Academy. But we're just not... Again, I started this video by saying don't get attached to one thing. So I'm not attached to alchemy. I also work with sound healing, crystal healing, and so it's about, and in the Alchemy Academy, you'll learn all of these things: how to work with sound healing, how to work with crystal healing, because the goal is to get exposed to as many things that resonate with you, and then using the ones that really connect with your soul so that you can leverage them to help you to align you with your highest timeline and highest purpose. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing in the Alchemy Academy. So you guys have heard me say there's a future where there's a version of you that is an author. There's a future of you that lives in another country. There's a version of you in the future that you have your own, let's say you have a thriving family and you're like a stay-at-home parent. So the goal is to align us with the highest timeline, because we came in with several different life purposes. That's why you're so interested in astrology and crystals. That's why you're so interested in numerology and so many different things, because we did not come here for one life purpose. We came here for multiple purposes, and the goal is to align you with that highest purpose so that you don't get distracted, you don't get confused, you don't get lost along your journey, so that you know what your North Star is. And what we're going to do is we're going to connect with that future most evolved version of your soul, and that version is going to give you guidance step by step of like what you need to know to get there, because you don't need to know how you're going to let's say like be an author. You don't need to know what your books are going to be about. You just need to take that next step. And that's what the future, when you connect with your future most evolved self, they're going to basically be your spirit guide. So that's what we're going to cover. We're going to do astral projection. We're going to learn so many different psychic, work with different psychic abilities. And the goal is to learn healing, to learn psychic abilities, to connect with your spirit guides, to learn how to astral project. The goal for all of that is to align you with that highest timeline and highest purpose. Because again, there's no rush for this ascension process, because it's going to happen regardless. So there's no rush, but there's a way to make your journey easier and more enjoyable. And just to make it better overall, where you don't have to be worried or confused about what you should do. You don't get distracted. You don't waste years of your life. So if you're interested in that, we have a few spots available, and we are starting on July 7th for the Syrian Gateway. Again, the whole first week of July, there's going to be a portal with the Syrian star system, and so that's a good time for you to connect with the Syrian star beings. If you know how to do that, again, it's important for you to practice discernment as you're connecting with these other realms, because sometimes things mask themselves. So maybe you want to create with like a Syrian star being, okay, and you're connecting with them and they're saying they're a Syrian star being, but in reality they could be another being pretending to be them. And again, that's why discernment is so important. That's why I always say open your heart chakra before you open your third eye. That's so important. And so that's one of the things you'll be learning how to do, learning how to trust the messages that you're receiving, learning how to channel by getting clear messages. So if you're interested in learning more about that, you can click the description of this video to learn more about the Alchemy Academy. And we're starting July 7th, so definitely hop on that ASAP. And also we have limited spots available. We already have 19 spots filled. We have 3 spots left. So if that resonates with you, I hope to go on this journey together, because it's gonna be so fun and so awesome. Hey Lanai, much love. Let me know. I'll stick around for like maybe 2 more minutes, because I'm starting to get hungry. How can you differentiate between real and false spirit guides? Open up your heart chakra for discernment. I have a heart chakra discernment technique on my YouTube, so check that out. That'll help a lot. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Oh, that's so awesome. Sheik, you're gonna do the solstice meditation for the 3rd time. How did you feel doing it the 2nd time? I did it yesterday in the bath. Actually, I listened to our solstice meditation in the bath yesterday. How did you feel listening to it? Let me know if you guys have any remaining questions. Again, really work with this full moon energy. It's gonna be so powerful. Such a great time for you to connect with your soul. I'm going for a healing procedure on full moon. Is this a good time? Like healing procedure, do you mean like medical treatment, or do you mean you're gonna go see a healer and it's energetic? Is there any relation between the Vedic astrology and Chinese zodiac astrology? That is a great question. I am not well versed to speak about Chinese astrology. I am not very familiar with that system, but I can't speak about it because I'm not that familiar with it. But something I am looking to explore more is I want to explore there's an astrology system that's based on the 13 signs, because it's not just about the 12 zodiac signs. The 12 zodiac signs actually left one out, and so I'm looking to explore that other version of astrology. So stay posted, more of that will come out. Medical, yeah, I would say I would say, yeah, ask your spirit guides to protect you, to make the procedure smooth and effortless, and yeah, that it goes in the most optimal way possible. I hope you have a great procedure. Protecting the energy field means hey Mala, good to see you. So protecting your energy field, that's a great question. Thank you for asking that, because whenever I speak about protection, I don't speak about protection. I actually speak about removing distortion. I just say protection because it's the easiest way for people to understand. So in the future, if you guys ever hear me say protection, I always mean removing distortion. So for example, why do we need to remove distortion from our energy field? Why do we need to protect our energy field? You don't need to protect your energy field because there's nothing that's going to harm you, because like you're literally everything, so nothing's gonna harm you. But we need to remove distortion because sometimes there's energy that's there for your highest good, and sometimes there's energy there that's not for your highest good. So that can either mean like a energy vampire, whereas it's a physical person, right? Like let's say it's a coworker, and sometimes people don't know that they're energy vampires, and like they'll just suck your life force and they'll suck your energy. And there's also energetic beings that do this, but don't be afraid. Again, don't be afraid, because you don't need to be afraid. You're just removing any of those dense energies that don't serve you. Also, like let's say you're walking by an alley. Like let's say you're walking at night and you're walking by an alley, and like let's say someone got jumped there, like someone got attacked. So that happened, let's say like a week ago. And then as you're walking through that alley, you like, that energy of fear, that energy of anger is still lingering in that alley. So it can get attached to your energy field. So that's what I mean by like removing distortion, making sure that you're not absorbing any energy from your environment or from other people that doesn't serve your highest good. And also just making sure that, there's no accidents. Like I always work with sacred geometry for that reason. I'm always working with sacred geometry. It's important, and I don't work with this energy out of fear. I just work from a space of awareness, because we are powerful and we can affect the world around us. So I hope you guys have an amazing full moon. Definitely spend time writing. Resting is so important. Please take some time to rest during this full moon. The energy is going to be intense. Your body is made of at least 70 to 85% water, and so when the moon pulls on the ocean's tides, like if it's doing that to a big ass ocean, like what is it doing to you, right? It's pulling on our emotions. So like allow your emotions to flow, allow your emotions to do what they need to do. Don't reject them, integrate them. This is going to be such an important part of this integration process, because again, know that the breakthrough is coming. It's so freaking close, and use this extra energy of this super full moon, the last one of the year, to push you into that next chapter, to push you into that next level. Because man, the things are going to speed up in your life so much, and it's just going to be, man, it is going to be filled with a lot of expansion and abundance for sure. And so definitely drink a lot of water, rest, ground, spend time reflecting, do a full moon bath, a full moon shower. Try to work with water any way that you can. I mean, even as you're drinking like water, like set the intention that the water is cleansing any toxins from your body, both physical and emotional, energetic toxins. So again, just use your creativity. There's so many different ways to connect with this energy, and I hope to see you guys at our full moon ceremony, where we'll be doing a release, and we're also going to be manifesting more expansion and growth. I hope you guys have an amazing full moon, and sending you all so much love. Bye everyone, take care.